my name is Gwyneth. I'm a Reiki master and a drugless practitioner. I like to talk about all things spiritual, anything dealing with God, the angels, our ancestors, energy healing, spiritual healing. This is what I like to do, and this is what I like to talk about. Today, I just want to encourage you, and on the end of this video, I will be having an energy chi ball that's available. If you want to receive the healing, then you can, and you're able to come on here as many times as you like and watch it over and over again and receive a little mini healing session. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I just want to talk about encouragement, holding on to your dream, holding on and believing for that manifestation to come through. We've just got into the new year, and maybe some of us are already feeling exhausted, and maybe some of us have given up on certain things at this point. And then again, there are some of us that are still in the midst of our work, in that manifestation, using our imagination, using our affirmations, whatever tools we use to bring our manifestations to pass. But I just want to keep giving you a word of encouragement, because all of us can become discouraged at some point. We can fall off. Different things happen and cause us to not have the same gusto that we had before about manifesting what we desire. And I want to help you to manifest those things. I want to see those things come to pass for you, because you deserve it. Why not? Why wouldn't you deserve something good in your life? What is it that you desire? What is the dream that you have? And I want to give a couple of cues about manifestation and tips. One of the tips I want to give is be careful about who you share your dream and manifestation with. When you want to manifest something, or you have a big dream, sometimes it's not wise to share it with everybody or to share it with someone, because you don't know what their position is on it. You don't know if they'll be jealous. You don't know if they'll be happy about it. You don't know if they don't understand about manifestation, or why you want this particular thing, or whatever is going on in their life at that time. And we do not want to allow a negative grounds for our manifestation, because when we manifest something, it's like we're planting that seed. We're planting that seed of what we want to manifest. We want to see this to come into our life, and to come to grow and to come into our life. And we want the ground to be right. We want to be able to bring that harvest in, So we have to speak right. We have to act right. We have to see it. We have to take doubt out of our mind. We can't doubt it. We can't believe it one minute, and next minute we're not believing it. One minute I'm in it and I'm living in it. I have it. I feel it. It's mine. And the next minute I'm like, oh God, is this ever going to come to pass? I've been there. And we need to just be real about that, because nobody is in this high mode all the time. We're always manifesting. We're always doing this. We're always doing that. We get worn out sometimes in this world. But if we renew our minds, how do we renew our minds? Meditate, pray, take time for ourselves just to be alone, to sit just to be in the moment, to be grounded, and taking time just for you, not hanging out with anybody, not on the phone, not on the internet, not doing anything, just sitting and having some time for you, and just sitting in that moment. Maybe you take that time to reflect about where you are. Maybe you reflect on those dreams and those things that you desire. Maybe you just reflect on the past years, what happened, things that you want to take out of your life or move out of your life, or things you want to push out and things you want to move in. Maybe you're just quiet, just clearing your mind and being in the silence, training your mind, because that's why we meditate, is to quiet our mind, so we can just have a quiet mind. We don't have that monkey mind. We don't have all these thoughts coming in and out. We're not constantly thinking. We should be able to quiet our mind and clear our thoughts and just be clear. Nothing. Silence. And many of us don't know how to do that. We're constantly thinking, whether we think about what we need to do tomorrow, what about next month, what already came, what bills we need to pay, but we need to be able to shut down sometimes. And that's how we renew and refresh ourselves. So if you're not a meditator and that's not something you do, I'm just asking you, maybe you should give it a go. You don't have to do a long meditation. Maybe it's 5 minutes. Maybe your intention is 5 minutes each day. I'm going to sit quiet. If a thought comes to my mind, I'm going to dismiss it, and I'm going to practice that until I get it down and I can sit 5 minutes without having a monkey mind, without having thoughts about what's going on yesterday, today, tomorrow, what bills need to be paid, what I need to do for Johnny and Sue. Just quiet your mind. That's a good place to start. And then after we quiet our mind, then we want to call our imagination back if we haven't already did that. We need our imagination to create. God gave us a wonderful gift when giving us the imagination so we can create things. And we receive this gift when we come into this world. And it's funny that some adults would tell us to let it go. Stop imagining things, or you're being too imaginative and stuff like that. We need that imagined power because we can imagine, we can use that imagination to create, to see the picture that we want to see the future that we would like to have for ourselves. How are you going to bring that in without imagination? So maybe you're going to write it down. Writing it down is a great tool. Maybe you journal about it. You put yourself in there. Maybe you write a story, what your story is going to be. Maybe you're writing just like a little story, a couple of paragraphs about what you would like to see or how you would like your life to be. And that's how you begin that, and that can help you to visualize it because now you wrote it down. You created substance. You created a picture. And now you're writing that manifestation down. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Now you're able to get in touch with those other senses. And now when you sit to visualize it, it becomes more real. And these are all key components in manifesting. Because if I can see myself in it, if I could feel it with emotions, and I can give it all those different characteristics, then I'm pulling the manifestation in closer. If I can't visualize it, if I can't see myself in it, if I don't think that I deserve it, how am I going to manifest it? How can you manifest something that you can't connect with? We got to break this down. It takes some work. And we got to put in the work. We can't keep saying, I want this, or this is my dream, and this and that, and then we don't put any effort in behind it. Put a prayer behind it. Ask Spirit to help you. Do some affirmations. Do some journaling. Do some visualization. Maybe you have some other tools that you use. Maybe you use Neville's technique. Maybe you put the thought in your head as it's so already and you fall asleep with that thought in your mind. There's so many tools out there for you to use. There's no reason why you can't manifest this thing. I want to see you manifest it. Matter of fact, the chi ball that I'm going to be sharing with you guys on the end of this video, it's called the Believe Chi Ball. And I have put different components and healing components in it to help encourage you and to pick you up again, to get you to that positive place where you want to manifest, where you believe it again, where you're willing to do the work, where you're open, where you just believe. You believe it with all your heart, with everything in it. When you believe something like that, when you trust like that, when you have the faith to go out on something like that, it's going to manifest. Oh, it's going to manifest. How many times have you said something that you didn't want something and then it happened? Because that power of the spoken word, once again, is a manifesting tool too. If I keep saying I have something, I am something, then pretty soon I'm going to become that. I'm going to create that atmosphere so that's so. The minute you say, I don't want this, the universe doesn't hear, I don't want this. It just heard that request that you made. They ordered this. It's like going through a drive-through ordering something, saying, I want a hamburger, and then you get the hamburger. Be careful what you're requesting. Be careful what you're saying. You want to make sure you say the right things. If you're having a negative thought, you need to work through that thing and let that thing go. But you don't want to just talk about it. And that's what we do sometimes. We go and get with somebody else and we start talking about it. Why would we start talking about it with somebody else? The more we talk about it, then the more we blow it up, the bigger it gets. That's why sometimes I say, I don't want to talk. Because I'm being cognizant that this word or this thing that I'm thinking about is negative, and I don't want to plant a seed with that. I want to release it. Now, do I just say, am I hard on myself because I had that thought or that negative moment? No. But I need to sit within my emotion, which is my truth. We need to sit within our emotion, not imagine that I didn't get mad. Don't imagine that I'm not angry about something, but understand that it does happen. It does exist for this moment. This is how I'm feeling right now. I'm walking in my truth, sitting in that emotion. But the key part is I cannot stay there. I need to renew. I need to refresh and clear my mind. How do I do that? Maybe I meditate. Maybe I take a walk. Maybe I pray. Maybe I just write it out on paper and get it out of my system. And then after that, I tear it up. Maybe I burn that paper and let it go. I release it when I write it out or when I speak it out. But why would I speak it to somebody else? Because I'm planting a negative seed when I do that. I'm telling you about something I know. Yesterday, I was talking to someone, and we were making an appointment, and they were looking for a time to meet with me next week. And in my mind, I said, let it not be, Thursday at 1 o'clock. I was thinking that in my mind. And as soon as that thought came into my mind, the person says, what about meeting Thursday at 1 o'clock? And that was just like a lesson. Spirit reminded me how powerful we are. I was thinking of that time in my mind. I didn't speak it out loud. And then that drew them. They said, what about Thursday at 1 o'clock? That's the time I didn't want. So do you see the example there? The universe doesn't hear, I want, I don't want. They just hear the request. Spirit hears the request. So just imagine if you hold something that you want in your mind like that, about what you're going to receive or who you're going to become or how you want things to shift in your life. If you hold that positive thought of what it is that you want or what you're receiving or accepting into your life at this time, and then it manifests because you keep thinking it. You keep talking about it. You keep saying it. You keep seeing yourself in it. You keep experiencing what it's like, expressing what it would be like to be in it. It's going to manifest. I can recall another time with my mother. We went to this church, and I'm not going to mention the name, but we went to this church, and it just seemed like on one side of this church, the people were very positive and happy on this side, but on this side, it was like they were low in spirit. They were negative. Nobody spoke to anybody. Nobody said hello. Nobody was smiling and stuff. These people seemed like they were in a clique. These people were all like, hey, glad to see you, happy to see you, oh, welcome, and hugging you and stuff like that. So, yeah, not to even go to a couple other things I could say about that. But, so my mother says, they always put us on, they have been sitting us on that right side, and the people there, they're not friendly, and they weren't. And she says, I don't want to go on that side. I said, you shouldn't have said that. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, you said that, so automatically when we go in there today, they're going to sit us to the right side because you said it. And she says, oh, I don't know about that. Okay, so we came in the church, and they took us to the right side. Before we walked in, they were sitting people on the left side, but after she had after she said, when we came in, they escorted us to the right side. So the next week I told her, I said, don't think that. I said, just think about going to the left side. Think about how we enjoy sitting on the left side. So we did that, and we sat on the left side. You might say, that's ridiculous, or that doesn't mean anything, but I want you to try it for yourself. I want you to hold a thought of something. Maybe it's something small. Maybe you just hold a thought that you want somebody to gift you something or give something to you for the day, and you keep holding that thought that night before, and that morning holding that somebody will bless you with something or gift you with something. Maybe they buy you lunch. Maybe it's something small. Maybe they buy you a book and they give you a book that you like to read or something like that. Or, whatever it is, something. Maybe they gift you, it's a compliment. I want you to hold in your heart something to see how this manifestation works out. Or maybe you're beyond that. Maybe you already know things manifested. Maybe you manifested things before and you know that it could happen. But I'm wanting to encourage you today to say, get back on it. Keep holding it. Maybe it hasn't come to pass yet. Doesn't mean that it's not going to come to pass. Timing. Maybe it's not the time. Keep holding on to it. Don't lose it. Don't lose faith in it. And don't share it with other people that may say negative things about it. They might not support that dream or that vision for you. They might not believe in manifestation and believing stuff like that and trusting and having faith like that. Maybe that's not where they're at right now. And that's their business. But I don't want you to invite something negative in, because sometimes people will say negative things. Oh, yeah, I believe it when I see it. How you gonna manifest that? How you gonna get that? They say all kinds of crazy stuff and things, or that's ridiculous. How do you feel like you're going to get that? You're not able to get that. That's impossible. Well, let me tell you, friends, nothing is impossible. If you believe within your heart, you can manifest. You can manifest miracles. Maybe it's healings. I remember as a child, my mother had a negative doctor's report where the doctor saw something and thought she has a brain tumor and we're going to need to remove this brain tumor. And my mother, being the woman in faith that she is, she says, I'm going to trust God. This is what the doctor said, but we're going to trust God. I'm going to pray about it. And I believe that it's going to be removed. And however it's removed, whether the doctor remove it or God removes it, I feel like I'm going to be just fine. And she really just was in faith about that. And us hearing her be in faith like that did something to us, that we were in faith and we weren't worried at that time or is scared or thinking something was going to happen to our mom, because our mother was such a woman of faith. So when she was saying it in a calm voice, saying, I feel like everything is going to be all right. I trust God that God is going to work it out. And I want y'all to pray, and we're going to pray, and we're going to believe for this. And we believed for it. And guess what? My mother didn't have that brain tumor. She was scheduled to have the surgery. When she went back, it was the next month when she went back to have the surgery. And she went in and they wanted to take her for a CT scan. They take her down for the CT scan. And the doctor came in the room afterwards and was saying, we're going to have you go down and take another scan. And she said, why? I just took a scan. And he said, we need to take another scan, and I'm going to come to the room with you. So the doctor went to the room. They did another scan. And when they did the scan, why the doctor wanted to be present, there was no presence of a brain tumor. There was no evidence of a brain tumor. So the doctor put the scan with the brain tumor on the wall. He put the two scans that didn't have no evidence of a brain tumor. And he asked her, did you go somewhere else to get treated? Did you have any surgery or any kind of treatment? And she was like, no. And the next thought, she says, can I get dressed now? Because she knew it was gone. And the doctor was dumbfounded. And my mom told him, she said, you didn't believe. I told you that God would take care of it. You didn't believe that it could happen, that I could get rid of this brain tumor, that I could be healed. You didn't believe in the healing, but I believed. And the doctor told her, no, I don't believe. And he says, I'm not a religious man. I'm not a man of faith or anything like that. He said, but I just saw a miracle. You know, isn't that awesome to be able to inspire somebody like that? The doctor saying, I'm not a man of faith. I don't believe, but I just saw a miracle. Because I know that you got healed because I see the brain tumor here. We see it here. It's no mistake here. It was here. This is your record. This is your scan. And these are your scans, and it's gone now. And my mother was just fine. We have to believe. We have to trust. We have a faith. Faith, the evidence of things hoped for, but not seen. We don't see them, but we still have to believe them. We can't see things, sometimes imaginary things we can't see. We're manifesting that imagination to bring something physical. Same as our faith. I have the faith to believe. I don't see it, but I believe it in my heart. I trust that it's so. I know that I'm able. I know that it's able. I know spirit can move it. I believe that healing is real. All it takes is you to believe, to dig in, to hold on to it with tenacity and not let go of it. Like a bulldog tenacity. You ever heard of that? Just hold on to it. No matter if this person doesn't believe and that person doesn't believe, you're still holding on to it. But do not create an atmosphere that you don't have to have when you go around blabbing and telling everybody what you're hoping for and believing for. You hold that thing because it's precious. That seed you plant is precious. You want to hold it in the right ground. You want to hold it in a positive place until it can grow and manifest and bring you that shift or that miracle that you need. So what are you trusting for today? What are you expecting in 2025? Are you getting married this year? Are you starting a new career? Do you need a healing in your body? I do the energy healing. I do spiritual healing. But when I go up to do that healing, I'm trusting. Spirit, come in. I call forth the healing angels. I'm asking them to surround us and to come in. And I am trusting and I am believing for change. And I'm holding that in my heart and in my thought. And not one moment do I believe that it's not so. I said, whatever this person needs, let them receive it. Maybe it's a healing message. Maybe it's a shift in the atmosphere. Maybe it's a change in their mindset from negative to positive. Maybe it's a spontaneous thing that happens and something, it was there and now it's not. I trust and I believe Spirit emphatically for everything without doubt. And I do have moments or times I have kind of fell off and I'm feeling kind of down. We all do that. It's easy to do if you're in a negative atmosphere. That's why you want to stay in a positive atmosphere. You want to stay around positive people. So when you're down, the other person to be up and say, hey, you got to get it together. What's going on? Let's get back on this positive stuff. You got to get rid of that negative stuff. We got to have hope. We got to be encouraged. We got to be enriched. We got to rise to the occasion. We have to create this right atmosphere to bring this in. Something happened to me just recently. And it was like one thing after the next. It was all these different things happening. And I was like, wow. And I'm always the one to encourage and say, oh, we got to hope. Yeah, that's going to work out. We got to pray for that. We're going to change this. We got to believe in positive. We got to look for the positive. We got to create something new. I'm always that person being optimistic and positive. But in this situation, it was one negative thing after the next. And it was something that was very unfair. I felt that was unfair that had taken place. And I wish that things could have happened in a different way. So while I'm processing this and in this moment, all these little different things happening. This one particular situation with me, but other things surrounding me at the same time that was kind of heavy. And then my husband said, well, everything is going to be all right. Right, Gwyneth? Everything is going to be all right. And I said, and he said, what? can't believe you answering like that. But I said, I was depleted that day. I was just worn out, and I was just like feeling some kind of way, but I couldn't stay there. I couldn't stay there. I had to come out of it. And when he said that, it's something triggered in me and say, yes, I'm not going to continue on like that. Come out of that place. Come back into the positive. Because nothing good comes in the negative. It's riffraff. You're not manifesting nothing in the negative. Nothing good is coming to you when you're in that negative mindset. You just keep inviting more negative situations and more negative things in. So I want to encourage you to get back on your mark if you fell off. Nothing is impossible. Do you deserve that dream or that manifestation? Of course you do. Manifest it. Bring it to pass. I'm going to share a couple more things with you, and then we're going to get right on to that chi ball, because this video has turned out to be a little bit longer than what I expected, but that's okay. Another situation that I had to trust and believe and have faith is when my son, my oldest son, had an accident on a motorcycle, and he had a traumatic brain injury. Of course, that's devastating to hear that. But Spirit had me in such a way that before I got the report, I felt that something was happening. I could feel something was happening, and I was preparing, but I was praying and asking Spirit to help me for whatever is coming, because I knew something was taking place. So when I got the call, I just acted quickly. I went to the hospital, hurried up and got to the hospital, and my son was just laying there in a comatose state. And faith stepped in. My faith stepped in and said, I looked at my son and I said, he's going to get through this. Spirit is going to help. God is going to work this out. And I held on to that. And I was listening to the report of the doctor, and he was saying this, your son's brain is swollen. We might have to do emergency surgery. We might have to do this and that. And I listened to everything the doctor said. And then after that, I said, I understand medicine because I have been in the medical field as well. But please do not speak in this tone or speak about these things over my son again. We'll discuss it outside the room. And I don't want anybody to come in here and say anything negative about my son's situation, about what it will be and what it won't be. And I said, I need you to respect that for me. And he listened to me. Might have thought I was crazy. And I was there every day. Me and my mother and my family would be there every day. And I would sit there on the side of the bed and speak to my son telepathically. And I would tell him, everything is going to be okay. Mom is here. You're going to be just fine. When you're ready to wake up, just come on back. And we're waiting on you. And I kept doing that. And I think it was the third day, I was having the conversation to my son, telepathically, mind to mind. And I heard him say, Mom, I'm sorry. Because, see, my son didn't have a motorcycle, and he was not supposed to be on a motorcycle. And I had told him he couldn't ride motorcycles with his friends, and he went. He lied and went anyway. You know how kids do. You know when you were young before, some things you didn't listen to your parents. And he was saying that, and I said, it's okay, son. I said, it's okay, son. You know, I just want you to come back safe, and it's safe for you to come back. I love you. And everything is going to be fine. And I would move his legs and his arms and do range of motion on him. And then they had this nurse came in. She was like, oh, your son is going to be paralyzed. He's not going to recognize you when he wakes up from that kind of brain injury. And I looked at her and I said, look, don't you ever say those things in this room again. Those are your beliefs and not mine. And I said, my son will know who he will recognize his family when he wakes up, and he will move, and he's not paralyzed. He's able to move. And she looked at me like I was crazy, of course. But I didn't care. And I lifted up prayers in that room. I prayed over those walls. I called those angels up in that room. And I laid my hands on my son daily. And I sent energy to him. And I said, Spirit of God, send this healing energy all over his body and begin to open up and to move those muscles and excuse me, and cause him to move his feet and his legs again, and he have the activity of his limbs. And see, that's another thing that you might want to do when you speak stuff into existence. I would say he has the activity of his limbs. He's in his right mind. My son is well and he's successful. He's healthy. He's walking again. My son is awake. You know, he has all his senses. Everything is together with him. He's healing at rapid speed. I would speak these things without doubt. I wasn't saying maybe he'll do this. I wasn't saying please let this happen for him. You know, sometimes we got to take authority. And so I was saying he is walking. He is speaking. He is well. He is healing. He will have a regular teenage life. He will graduate. He will be in his right mind. And I spoke those things, and you know what? My son today, maybe I should have had him and invited him to be on this video with me. Guess what? He's alive. He's well. He's walking. He's talking. He wasn't paralyzed. He doesn't have any kind of disability or anything like that. And he walked out of there. He went through the therapy. He had to learn again. He had to learn how to count again. He had to learn all these motor functions again, but he did it. And he didn't do it alone. Spirit is the reason why he came through. The Spirit of God allowed him to come back into his body and to walk, to talk, and to be able to progress in his life. But I held that healing point for him, a point of contact. I believed. I stood in healing mode for him. I was there as a partition to stand in there for him, to trust God for his healing, to trust him to shift things and move things, to believe that healing works, to know that the power of the spoken word, there's power, there's creative power that's in our tongue. That's why we need to speak life and not death. That's why we need to speak positive and not negative. When we're saying all those negative things, tones at our word and yelling and we're laughing and kidding around and stuff like that. But it's serious because we're manifesting every time we open our mouth. So after that, my son ended up he went to a rehab and they were doing intensive therapy. And then he went to an outpatient program. But I took him back to that hospital. And I went up on that floor on ICU. It was the pediatric ICU at the time because he was still a teenager. And I wanted all the nurses to see that my son was in his right mind. He was talking, he was walking, he was moving. He wasn't paralyzed. And I even confronted some of the nurses that were very negative. And I said, you should not do that to patients, or you should not be a nurse if you're not here to offer life and healing. Now, you said all these negative things about my son, and look at him. You know, dumbfounded. That's what the look was, dumbfounded. But I want you to believe for your miracle. I want you to believe. I'm telling you these little stories and sharing these parts of my life with you to encourage you and to enrich you. And I hope that's what it's doing, to cause you to see that you can do these things. They can come to pass. What is it that you need? Bring it into your life. You have the power within you, the power within your tongue. You have the ability within you to believe, to trust, to see it done. What do you need? A car, transportation? You need transportation? See yourself in that car. See what it feels like to sit in those seats. See what it feels like when you're driving by and you let the window down. See how people are looking at you as you're passing by in the car. What more can you do now that you have this transportation that's reliable? You know, you need to see it. You need to feel it. You need to sit in it and visualize it, because visualizing it is so powerful. After you sit so long visualizing and seeing it, believing it, talking it, accepting it as yours, already done. It's already done. It's already yours. It's already so. Guess what? It won't be soon. It'll be right around the corner that it'll actually be there. you'll actually see it and feel it and hold it. It'll be tangible. Manifest it. Do not allow others to mock you about your manifestations. Do not allow others to be negative about what you're manifesting. Are you talking about this manifestation stuff? Are you believing? Don't let them, do not allow them in that creative space to ruin that for you. If it's important to you, then you want to protect it. Just like a parent protects their child. Just like a chicken protects its eggs, you know? You want to protect that manifestation, that seed. It's important to me. This is my life. This is what I desire. So what are you going to manifest? Come back on here and tell me what you manifested. If you're having trouble and you need some help, leave a message down here. If you like this video, if it encouraged you, if it picked you up, if this chi ball that I'm about to give you, if this chi ball helped you, then I want you to share it with somebody else. Don't just keep it for yourself. Share it with somebody else. Hey, I want you to check this video out. Maybe you never heard about this before. This girl was talking about these different things I never heard about, or maybe I heard about it. I never heard about it in that kind of way. What is it? Do you want to work with me? Do you want a one-on-one session? Do you want me to create a individual personal chi energy ball just for you? Do you want a Reiki session? Do you desire spiritual healing? What is it that you need? I'm here to help you. I'm here to work in partnership, and we're going to come together to help one another. We come together in faith, and we're going to help you to manifest that desire. We're going to help you with that healing. What do you need? A lot of people are having a lot of problems with anxiety and fears, or things are bothering them where they just can't have peace of mind. I do spiritual healing. It helps to bring calmness. Mental, emotional baggage that you have up. Energy healing helps to go in and to remove those things out, to help you to have a stillness so you can start receiving that healing from spirit. So you can move past that situation. Something that you felt like you couldn't shift from. The energy can help you to shift so quickly. One minute you're all tense and uptight, and next minute you're calm. You're at peace. You have a clear thoughts. You have a moment of clarity. We never know what that energy session will do. We never know what the healing session will do, but we hold an expectation. It might even do more than what we are trusting and believing for. So let's get to this chi ball. The chi ball is called a Believe Chi Ball. And I always ask Spirit, what should be the name when I make a chi ball? I ask her, what does this chi ball contain? What is it? What is the name? The name that I was gave is Believe, because there's some people out there that need to believe again. They stopped believing. They stopped trusting. They gave up on their manifestation. They don't know what to do next. They're frustrated because it hasn't come to pass yet. But I'm coming here today to encourage you to say, let's do it again. Do those affirmations again. Let's do that journaling again. Let's do the visualization again. Let's believe it. Let's hold it in our heart. Let us speak over ourselves. You know, you can speak over somebody else, but speak over yourself. I'm important. I am successful. I am blessed. I am favored. I can have what I want. I can have what I want. I can manifest my desires. Everything I put my hands to is successful. Everything I touch, I bless. I speak blessings over myself and everybody I come in connection with. What is it? Speak it. Believe it. Manifest it. Now let's just get ready. All who wants to receive this chi ball, I want you to say, I receive or I accept, because I have to have your consent. And as you make your consent, if you say, I receive or I accept, you're going to receive this healing chi ball. Now, when it first comes to you, I'm going to throw it at the screen. I want you to just take a deep breath. In through your nose and out through your mouth, just to calm your spirit. Spirit, I thank you for this time and this moment. I call forth the Believe Chi Ball. And all that's watching that want to receive this Chi Ball, I am sending it to encourage them, to clear their chakras and meridians, to clear the space that they're in right now, and to open their hearts and minds that they can manifest whatever they desire or whatever they have need of. If they need healing, let them receive healing. If they need encouragement, let them receive encouragement. If they need finances, bring forth finances. If it's jobs, bring the jobs. Whatever you need right now, make the intention out loud or within your heart and say, I accept this chi ball and this healing. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure what this lady is talking about. I like some of the things that she's saying. She's a little nutty, but I still listen to her. Whatever it is, if it put a smile on your face, if you're ready to receive this chi ball, say, I receive and I accept. I call forth this healing chi ball, the Believe chi ball. And all that say they accept and would like to receive this ball will receive it. Let the energy just work through you. As you give your intention, if you forgot to give your intention, you can give it now. I intend to manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest. I intend to receive healing. Remove this headache. I intend to remove this headache, this toothache. I intend to remove this sickness, this flu, this cold. Strengthen my immunity. I intend to trust and to have strengthen my faith. I intend that my bills are paid. I need mental clarity. Whatever it is, call it out. As you make the request, the energy is going to flow to it. Namaste. Till next time.